The American Central Intelligence Agency may be well known around the world, however, its activities are not. So when in 2007 it was revealed that they had been interrogating subjects in EU territory, there was an outcry from Europeans. Terrorist suspects were flown by the CIA with the help of European countries and held for questioning in secret detention centers around Europe. Now the European Parliament has voted a new resolution through that will launch an investigation into the scandal. We met with prominent MEP Hannes Swoboda to get a deeper understanding of what the resolution hopes to achieve.
Well, our complaint is that we still have not the real information from many of the member countries. And I think it is deplorable that these renditions and detentions which took place are not really scrutinized by some of the member countries. The US, unfortunately, again and again, we see it also with the NSA and so on, acts also outside of its territory as if they are the masters of the world, and that is not acceptable. The fight against terrorism, which is very important, has to be based on transparent cooperation and fully on the base of legality.
So as far as you're aware, these detention schemes are no longer operational?
We hope cooperation with the US is important, but again, on a legal basis, and we hope that this legal basis is now respected.
But just how widespread was the CIA rendition scandal? We met with the Belgian Intelligence Review Committee to find out.
Well, in fact, we don't know exactly. We had some indications. We did a small investigation for the Belgian situation. And in preparation of that, we had some research. And we found out there was more than 1,200 suspected CIA flights. These are indications.
So what can European countries do in the future to avoid this sort of thing again?
Well, you can't give guarantees it never will happen again. But I think situations have changed in Europe and in the United States. So I think it's quite improbable that these things are still going on in Europe for the moment.
So it looks like the reaction has had some success.
I do think so, yes, indeed.
And how will American politicians and journalists react to the resolution across the Atlantic? I asked American journalist Craig Willey to find out.
Well, speaking for the European Parliament resolution, I don't think it will change much because it's a non-binding resolution. I think the US media only care if there's something actually consequential which could happen. And usually this is to do, for example, with European courts. So if there was an Italian court, for example, which found 23 US employees, 22 CIA operatives, and one US Air Force colonel guilty of kidnapping an Egyptian imam, and then they paid attention because they saw that this meant that these people could not return to Italy at any point because they could go to jail because of it.
So this will go unnoticed in America?
I think it has, and it probably will. I haven't seen anything.
The fact that a resolution has been brought forward 6 years since the scandal is worrying enough on its own. However, what's more frightening is the fact that there are still some countries, such as Denmark, Poland, and England, that are still reluctant to help in the ongoing investigation. And with US politicians unlikely to care about the resolution itself, the worry is that the EU's voice on the world stage is little more than hot air. This is Bjarke Smith-Meyer for JN1 at the European Parliament in Brussels.